video got cut off, so this is part 2 of your overview for week 6. So continuing on with this passage, so I highlighted the rationale behind the move, and that just means the reasoning behind the move was that people would use less resources, such as coal, if it stayed lighter outside later in the day. And I think it's interesting to notice what location are we talking about when we're talking about daylight savings. We're talking about the United States. Okay. And then what is the benefit of this? The benefits of the time change are inconclusive, but many people do enjoy the extra daylight after work or school. Notice how by just highlighting important parts of the selection, I now cut out everything that is useful or not useful for my reading. So when I answer those multiple choice questions, I can look back and be like, oh, okay. So I just need to look at the key ideas, the central idea. So my gut reaction is the central idea of daylight savings time is that it's used for that we create daylight savings in order for people to be able to use less resources, such as coal, by having it stay lighter outside later in the day. So that's just kind of summarizing what's going on. Remember, day 2 is also talking about central idea. And then with these passages, we're going to talk about themes. So let's look at day 1 again. Pacey sat by the door and fretfully waited for a knock. Fretfully is underlined. So what can you expect about one of the questions? Probably we're going to ask you what it means. So let's hold on to that for right now. Fretfully. She looked at the clock and realized that there was no way that they would make the movie at this point. Her dad had already given up on driving her anywhere and had gone back to work in his office. Pacey looked back at the text conversation between her and Alexis from earlier that day. Alexis had said she wanted to go see a movie with Pacey and she promised she would come on time. Pacey checked her phone after the buzz of the new message. Sorry, can't make it today. Pacey sighed and threw her phone on her bed. She had lost count of how many times Alexis had canceled at the very last minute. After talking about with her mom and sister, Pacey decided that she was tired of being disappointed and would not try to hang out with Alexis again. Okay, so with this passage, we need to make sure that we understand who we're talking about. So we're talking about Pacey, and we're talking about Alexis. Those are our 2 main characters. So what's a characteristic about Alexis? That she always cancels at the very last minute. So that's what we know about Alexis. What do we know about Pacey? Pacey is looking at her phone. She sat by the door. But what is she wanting to do? She wants to go to the movie with Pacey. So why is she not at the movie already? It's because she's waiting for a text from Alexis. Alexis said she wanted to go to the movie and she promised she would come on time. But it doesn't look like she can make it today. So what's the conclusion of this passage? She was tired of being disappointed and she's not going to hang out with Alexis again. Okay, so notice how we can read it and we can just sum it into like 1 or 2 sentences to figure out what it's about. So remember, theme is going to be the message we take away from this passage. So with this particular passage, the message we can take away is that if a friend isn't there for you or if a friend isn't consistent, they're probably not worth investing in. Pacey learns that with Alexis, that Alexis isn't consistent, and so she's not going to invest in that relationship anymore. I hope this was helpful. Just a couple key reminders. So 2 assignments this week, 1 grammar, 1 reading. We're going to have another tutorial on Wednesday. So we're going to go through some of these passages and we're going to have some feedback back and forth with students and me. So feel free to join. I'll post the link at 12:15. And assignments are due at the end of the week. But remember, this is only to help boost your grades. So if you're stressed out and you're like, Mrs. Smith, why do we have so many assignments in ELA? Remember, you get to choose what you do. Everything helps. You can't drop your grades. So I do not want to be discouraging for you guys. I only want to encourage you. So if you're getting stressed out, reach out. We're here for you. You're rocking it. And you're a part of Mrs. Smith's classroom. And I'm so thankful you are. Bye, guys. And video. And we're done.